Hello and welcome back to Elden Ring. I just want to point out that loading screen, I was sitting there for over 2.5 minutes and the bar did not move at all. And I was pressing the alright, go to the next piece of advice or whatever, just to make sure that the game didn't crash. So, yeah, loading into the game takes forever. But anyways, hi. Welcome back. This is part 8 of our initial run through the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC. Last time we went through the Cerulean Coast area, which the map doesn't want to load. But in there we got the Dancing Blade of Varana, a dexterity-based curved sword that is also paired and has a unique skill. We also got the Dancer set, a unique armor set, which is not very defensive but looks very nice. And we also got the Perfumed Oil of Rana, another one of these tools that you can use. And it looks very cool. So that's very nice. And now it wants to load, so we got all that in the Cerulean Coast, this bottom left part of the map, which was a beautiful blue. You'll love to see it. We also got the Starline sword, which is a katana, while down there. And here we are starting at Lamenter's jail. And we are going to be making our way through here this time. And we can go, this is probably a shortcut. Locked. Alright. So, the past, this entire run so far, I've been using a controller on PC, and it's been pretty loud. And so I have moved my setup a little bit, so that way I'm holding the controller farther away from the mic. Hopefully that makes the buttons less noticeable, or the button pressing less noticeable. If it does anything, please let me know, because it is a bit more work. Jail upper level key. But if it makes the buttons less loud, then it'll definitely be worth it. Opens the iron grating on the upper level of the Lamenter's jail. A frozen iron key opens the iron grating on the upper level of the Lamenter's jail. So is that the door back there? So we can presumably go this way or back. I'm gonna go back first. I wanna see what's through here. That's a hole. Well, it's a ladder, and that means we can get back up, so why not? Ice. These things again. Absolutely vile looking enemies. I don't know why Miyazaki would possibly do that. There's nothing natural about that. Like, the jars used to be great. There used to be the implication that they have corpses inside of them. But we could kind of ignore that because Iron Fist Alexander and the little guy, chilling perfume bottle. So Frost. Scales with dexterity and intelligence and causes frost buildup, doing purely magic damage. Perfume bottle, remade into a weapon by perfumers of the realm of shadow. Attacks release perfumed powder, producing an icy chill. From time to time, perfumers set out on journeys to pursue new aromatics and flower gardens. Neat. But yeah, like, we could ignore the implication that there were corpses inside of these things because the NPCs related to them were good, and because you didn't see inside of the enemies. But now that the insides are the outsides... Oh, this is a way to go up. But can't really ignore that aspect anymore. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It's kind of like effective horror, where you hate it, but you hate it because it's good. Like, good at what it's trying to do. And there's a lot of ways to go. I'm definitely gonna get lost in here. Especially if the game starts throwing things like that at us. Because where are we now? I don't know. There's like 4 or 5 different ways to go. If there's an enemy hanging out somewhere when you walk into a room, never just run at them. That feels like it's gonna break. Well, let's try it. It didn't break. Woo, yay. Cause for celebration. Illusory wall? It is an illusory wall. And it's locked. I do not want to think about how many illusory walls I missed, because I don't typically check for them. Call of Tibia. I believe that's just a normal item. Yeah, Call of Tibia. We have read the description of that twice. Once when we were able to make it, and once when we got the consumable item itself. But yeah, you may have noticed that during the preparing for the Shadow of the Erdtree run, I had the longsword, but I basically never used the longsword. I don't know if we can get back from that. But I always had the longsword, but I pretty much never used it. But I do have it on for a reason. It's really good for small, fast enemies. Well, we're definitely not getting back up if we drop down there, so probably better for us to go this way. That's death, so don't drop down there. And instead we can just move on. Oh, there's a bunch of little jar guys hanging around a purple item. I don't know if you can see that, but purple item. Oh. I don't know what that does, if anything, other than letting us get behind this guy. I was about to say, we can't lock on to him. That's a good sign. Then he got up. Yeah, as you can see, great swords, very good. Because they're not really heavy. I mean, this has a weight of 13.5. So it's not exactly light. But great swords tend to be heavy, but not as heavy as other weapon classes. Like, not as heavy as great axes, great hammers, colossal swords, jail lower level key. Same thing, but just for lower level instead of upper. But yeah, it's not as heavy as some of those other weapon classes, but you still get the really good stun and damage and good range. Hefty cracked pot. So it really is just a best of every world, pretty much. Like, you get the damage, you get the range, you get not really the speed or the lightweight, but it's not as slow or heavy as some of the other weapon classes. So, some people might kind of look down on great swords as like a jack of all trades, master of none. But people say that as a, like, this is bad because it's not the best at anything. I say that as a good thing because it means it's very versatile. Also, there was a locked door over here, past the illusory wall. But yeah, people say jack of all trades, master of none as a bad thing. I think it's a good thing because it means versatile. Like, yeah, it's not as good in specific situations, but it's good in more situations, and that's what I personally prefer. I don't know where the thing we got would be. And that's one of the bad things about trying to check things here. Like, as I'm recording and trying to keep things in a certain time limit. Oh. So the larval tier we got in the DLC is different, huh? An exceptionally rare creature that burgeons from spirit graves and lives only in fleeting existence. Neither flesh nor spirit, but something in between. Material required by the amber egg cradled by Renella, Queen of the Full Moon, to birth people anew. Being born anew allows the reallocation of attributes boosted by leveling up. I don't see how that's different. Is it a weapon? I don't see how it would be a weapon. Oh, it's a torch! It scales off strength. It has pure physical damage, no fire damage. But A stone lantern carved to resemble a lamenting human head. The eyes, vacantly beaming out light, can be raised up when equipped in the left hand, illuminating more of the surrounding area. The unusual expression somehow imparts a sense of contentment, which means like hatred or loathing, like holding a grudge. The languid, which I believe is like lazy, ease of one who needs not sight. Unique skill, blindfold of happiness. Swing the head while covering the eyes, unleashing a wail of lamentation, which is like sorrow or misery, I believe, while temporarily making the user of the skill harder to see. Those who seek happiness, to those who seek happiness, blindness is bliss. Also, it's like a greenish yellow light. And you hold it kind of like the... I forget what it's called, but it's the head in Dark Souls 1 that acts as a torch. That's a drop down. I don't know if we would survive that drop down though. And there's a way over there. I don't know how you would get over there. I also don't know how to get out of here. Maybe up here holds something different. It does. Get our health back. Good, good, good. Lower key. I heard screaming. I was about to say, like, I'm only playing with left ear audio, and so, just so I can listen if there's anything going on in the background. What? Alright, is this the place where we fell down through the hole? Because I don't know. Like I said, there's a lot of options on where to go, and that makes it very easy to get lost. At least for me. So... what I'm gonna do is rainbow stone through every door that I look through. This is the ladder up. Yeah, so we went through there. Meaning... I believe this is the way we went, because I went, ooh, a way up, and then I fell through the hole. Yep, alright, so that's how those two things connect. Good, 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 good. So we can throw one here. Like I said, it's very, very easy to get lost when there's like 5 ways to go. And everything kinda looks the same. Oh, there's the boss. Okay. But there was another way that we could go. off. Both over here, which that's a ladder down. And there was a hole at the beginning. Innard meat. Oh. Yeah, over here. The reason why I'm going here before the ladder is because I assume that because we can't get back up from here, we're probably going to be taking the ladder back up. Well, this 4 shots the rats, wow. Oh, we got a rune arc, okay. So this is plus 25, meaning it's the maximum upgrade. It's set to heavy for even better strength scaling, and we have 45 strength. And it's still 4-shot the rats. And it was close, so if we got to like 50 strength, it would definitely 3-shot, but that's a 2-shot. And it's got better range. And so it's like, why would we go with anything else? Also, great swords are absolutely incredible. There's a big tunnel and a small tunnel. Small tunnel, the ladder. I know that I'm not playing this safe at all, and I'm trading a lot of blows. But also, Blasphemous Blade and Taker's cameo for getting health back upon kills. Icon Shield and Blessed Talisman for passive HP regeneration, and then Beast Champion set, one of the heaviest sets in the game, and Dragon Crest Great Shield Talisman to lower the amount of damage that I take. Whenever a rat starts to run away, I just don't follow. Also, if you look in the top left, we have a Stake America here. But only in this corner. So I think that maybe the boss is on the other side of this wall, and it has a Stake America, and the range just happens to extend out this far. Clarifying Horn Charm +2. What's that? Why is there light there? I wonder. Right, but vastly raises focus. And yet, clarifying is the one that I didn't get for here. Ceremonial accoutrement ? I don't know how to pronounce that. Worn by Horn Scent. Vastly raises focus, which is for sleep and madness. Horns are sublime artifacts to Horn Scent, and their presence confirms the belief that they are the chosen people. Only the repeated sprouting of flesh horns can create a tangled horn, which is viewed as the irrefutable symbol of primacy. Also, that image, that looks like a Lovecraftian horror. So, ugh. But moving on, we are back to full HP. We can get rid of that. And yep, that brings us back. So it was this way that sent us down, right? I think so, yes. Good. Because if it wasn't this way, I was gonna be really lost. But good. So we can pop Bestial Vitality for some health increase. Fling grant me strength for extra damage. We can make our way in. Lamenter. That's a lot of health. How long does this last, I wonder? Alright, that's absolutely not okay. Absolutely none of this is okay. Now, alright, so this is the real one. Good, 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 good. Oh yeah, forgot about this. Oh, we have things on us. Don't know what they do, but they're on us. Alright, so two-handing this, it's a one-shot to the not real hymns. That's very good. Now, I'm typically not a fan of summoning Mimic here for bosses that I don't know much about. But once you pop like 15 other hymns, no, I wanted to bring up Mimic here. Because I didn't know that they were just imitations of him that would die in 1 to 2 hits. But now we know. And with that, Lamenter goes down. We get 160k and Lamenter's Mask. Not a helmet. I don't think it would be a weapon. Would it be a tool? Doesn't look like it. So here. Transforms the wearer into a Lamenter and causes the head to swell in size. And scales B with strength. A stone mask twisted into an expression of rapturous grief. Use well disrobed to transform into a Lamenter, so you have to take your chest piece off to do this. This change cannot be done except by death. Using the mask while already transformed causes the head to swell in size. The transformation tallies with the state of denizen. The transformation tallies with the state of a denizen of paradise. But the people of the tower denied and hid it from the world. In their foolishness, they viewed true bliss with deep fear. Do we have to go headless? Do we have to go fully? We do have to go fully. Huh. So this turns us into this thing. Alright, so this is probably an extremely short-ranged attack. Bam! Oh, it could be like a parry or something. Who knows, but that's Lamenter's jail. And then there's also the Ruined Forge Lava Intake. That's a second area we can go to. And out of all the areas that I know of, it's just this, the castle front, which I'm assuming leads into this place, probably this place, and then behind the Fort of Reprimand, which I'm assuming Fort of Reprimand and Castle Front are the same area, just very, very different areas of it. What? Alright, I haven't found that area. But I don't think I want to find that area, so we can leave that for now. For now, we just know of the castle front, behind the Fort of Reprimand, and where we are now. And I feel like that's enough. Now, this thing looks... ugh. But personally, I'm not a fan of these, because it makes you take off all your armor, which means that you have less defense and less poise. And I'm personally not a fan of that, but I can see the appeal. By grace, if ever I see another rock, I shall find it. Of this I have no doubt. The altar of the forge cannot be far. Yeah, man. If I go over here and that thing slams down on my skull... Also, we can probably get up there somehow. Maybe, possibly, perhaps. Nope, I was gonna say, if that slams down on my skull, it will be hilarious. Hit them where they're weakest. This guy? Where's he weakest? Always want to check your corners? Well, there's no sneaking up on him. Oh! Did he just pull a Goff? Because Goff from Dark Souls 1 did that. The, like, pulling out the wrestling moves. Alright, so... Alright, so a single two-handed charge to the back is enough to stun him or stance break him. Gas stone, I'm assuming that'd be a crafting material. Yep. So you can pause and read that if you want. Smithing stone 5. Alright, so this is the smithing stone area. Like, basically like a tunnel from the base game. Well, you're much weaker than I thought you'd be, so that's good. Because those things tend to have insane levels of defense. So good to see them not take like a full minute to kill. Smithing stone 3, smithing stone 2, smithing stone 1. So this is probably because you're getting new weapons in the DLC and they don't want you to have to buy a bunch of smithing stones. These are some giant chains. What are they trying to hold? So, ladder for us to get back up. There's an enemy there. Oh, there's an item there. We probably have to go around to get that. I just want to take this slow, not have any enemies. We can't teleport, by the way. Just realized that. But Greater Potentate's Cookbook 13. Hefty Volcano Pot. Creates heat cloud causing continuous heavy fire damage. That takes 3 red flesh mushrooms and 2 gas stones. Scales B with strength and D from dex. Craftable item prepared using a capacious cracked pot. A goodly amount of materials is sealed inside. Throw at enemies to disperse a searing cloud of heat, dealing continuous heavy damage to those caught inside for a short duration. So good for enemies with very low to no mobility. Like the plant enemies. Hi. Something just shot at me. Oh. Alright, so we can see that guy making their way over to us. And wow, these guys are big and kind of intimidating. And I feel like they shouldn't have been that easy. I mean, I'll take it, but I don't think they should have been that easy. Just based on their visual design, it feels like they should have had more of a punch to them. There's a gap there. There's a way to go down there. 3 smithing stone 7s, that's pretty good. Oh, hi. It's just like the, I actually don't know what they're called. But the big enemies out in the gravesite plains. Really don't know what they're called. But they were also really easy. I imagine these guys are probably a decent bit more difficult. Because you can't get a critical hit from the front. It doesn't seem like. And they hit hard. And they also have way more health. Especially if you're not hitting them in their weak spot. So they're definitely a lot harder. I need to sneeze. Hold on. I couldn't sneeze. So my body just said no. It said, hey, you need to do this thing. I went, okay, and my body went, well, now that you want to do it, no. That's a giant thing of lava. There's a guy over there. I hope there's no other enemies. Because that would certainly be unfortunate. Time to heal. Yeah, they do hit decently hard. But considering the damage that some other enemies do, it's not as much as I would have thought. Since we're, like, post-endgame, and they're a big, hard enemy made of stone, I thought they'd hit a bit harder. I think the damage they do is very fair, though. Smith Script Dagger. Right, mostly scales off dex, but it has a tiny bit of strength, intelligence, and faith. But it has pure physical damage. Dagger engraved with a Smith script reduced mass enhances the effects of the smithing arts, allowing this weapon to function as a throwing dagger for all attacks. Once thrown, the dagger instantly reappears in the wielder's hands. Skill Piercing Throw. Throw armament with a powerful spin, causing it to bore through foes. When using this skill, the armament can be thrown further than normal and also pierce through enemies. So it looks like this. And it can be dual wielded. Huh. Cool. This is really cool, actually. That's awesome. Throwing blade. That's definitely something I can see myself using. I don't think there's anything down there. I mean, there might be. Also, we're at the bottom of this thing. Wonder what that's about. But anyways, very cool. I will definitely use that in later runs. Don't know how good it's going to be in terms of, like, stun or stance damage. But very cool. And I just realized that the very fair damage that they were doing, that's with me not wearing any armor. So I wonder, does this thing give you extra damage negation? Or is it going to do even less damage once we put our armor set on? Does that move that? Huh. Can we... No. Right, two things. One, can we get inside of the tube? Two, if we did a run jump, could we make this run jump? Question number 2 answered, it's a yes. Question number 1 looks like a no. It's not something I'm going to try. Oh. The thing splooshed down. I feel like that should have hit me. It feels like I dodged too late, and that the shot should have hit me. Alright, so we can jump off here. We can jump off there. That might be the beginning, though. I think it is. Alright, so this is new then. Examine altar. Alright, Alright, I don't think it's a good idea to put your hand in that, but anvil hammer and ancient dragon smithing stone. Let's go over here. Anvil hammer, it is a colossal weapon that scales primarily off of strength, then faith, and then a tiny bit of dex and intelligence. It does physical and fire damage, and it is one of the treasures of the ruined forges, a tremendous hammer that incorporates as its head the red-hot anvil of the forge. It is said that the anvil's shape is inspired by that of an altar, and that long ago it was indeed used as such in rite and ritual. Unique skill, smithing art, spears. Slam the red-hot anvil into the ground, sending up countless spears as it is pulled out. The spears disappear instantly. Huh. I am personally not a big fan of those kinds of weapons. Those kinds being the super big, blocky, like, just not my style. I prefer swords. I like slashing. I would prefer to slash my enemies rather than to slam them down. Alright, but I feel like I'm missing something. Like, over here, there was the teleporter thing to send you back to the beginning. The returned entrance. And you typically, in like a cave or a tunnel, you tend to get that at the boss. Which means there probably isn't a boss here unless there's two of those. But it just feels like I missed something. Which I don't know why, considering we got two weapons, which appeal to two very different crowds. In like a dexterity-based light throwing weapon, and then a super big, heavy slamming weapon. So there's a bit of something for everyone. And we probably did get everything. It just feels like I missed something. If that is everything, the area doesn't feel incomplete. Not saying that at all. Because there was a new interesting enemy type, and they were fairly difficult, but still fair. The area does loop around in a circle, meaning it brings you back to the beginning, and the end and the beginning are at the same place, basically. But it just, I don't know, maybe I'm just so used to bosses being in areas that when there isn't a boss or some big climactic finale, that I just go, what? As I said, the area doesn't feel incomplete. Because, once again, the area does loop in on itself. The end brings you right back to the beginning. You get an ancient dragon smithing stone. You get 2 new weapons. You get a very cool, unique location. This kind of reminds me of one of the hero graves in Eltis Plateau. The one that has you like rolling through the lava and has the Red Wolf Radagon in it. I don't have it, and I can't show it even if I did. But it also has the Mantis Blade and the Gelmir Knight set and the Bloodhound Knight set. I feel like if you played Elden Ring, you probably know which one I'm talking about. Also, the enemies that I said felt like they should be difficult but were very easy, but I couldn't remember their names because I don't know their names. It's these ones. These big guys. Because you can really just... like, they should not be this easy. They really shouldn't be this easy. And I get that they're distracted, but if you look, even basic one-handed light attacks stun them every time. So you can just do this and stun lock them. And so they're big, they're scary looking, but they're surprisingly easy. And that's why I'm not super one way or another on the DLC is too difficult or not debate. Because there are certain enemies and areas and even some bosses where I go, this is weirdly easy. I don't think that it should be this easy. I feel like it should be a bit more difficult. But then there are some areas where I just get one shot despite having 45 points into health and the Dragon Crest Great Shield Talisman and one of the best armor sets in the game, even though I don't have it on right now. So I feel like there's a big duality to that, where I think some things are too easy and a few things are too hard. But the things that I think are too hard, it's not that their difficulty on like a conceptual level is too high. It's just that I think that some of them have too much damage. But even then, that could just be a Erdtree fragment thing, because they said that you need to get those to up your damage and damage negation. So it could just be that I don't have enough of those, or I didn't find enough. Because it's my first run, I definitely could have missed a few. So even in those instances, it could be that. But I think that's what I think that's how I view things. And I think that's how I'm going to... like, the opinion I'm going to stick to for right now is some things are too easy, a few things hit too hard, but for the most part, it's good and balanced. And that howl over there is probably just this on the map. But I think that's how I see the DLC right now. Some things are a bit too easy, a few things hit a bit too hard. I think part of that could be the Erdtree fragments. But I have a very high damage build. I have, not right this very second, but I do have one of the best armor sets in the game. I do have the highest physical damage negation talisman. And it could be more, but 45 points into the health stat, I feel like should be enough with one of the best armor sets in the game and Dragon Crest Great Shield Talisman. I feel like that should be enough to make you not get one shot. So, outside of a few enemies that I think hit a little too hard, I think there are more instances of the DLC being a bit too easy. But I think that's more of an enemy versus boss type of thing, where I think the enemies, not all, but some of them are a bit too easy. And then some of the bosses, like, I've fought probably like 6 to 8, maybe 9 bosses up to this point, and I think like 2 of them hit too hard. So, pretty good. Like, I feel like they could have done it a wee bit better, but the balancing so far has been really good. But anyways, I feel like we're gonna end it here, because we're about to hit an hour, and I don't want to go into another legacy dungeon, considering I've done 2 already. But we have done Lamenter's Jail and Ruined Forge Lava Intake, 2 minor dungeons, one that acts like a tunnel. We got the Smith Script Dagger. We got the Anvil Hammer. We got the Chilling Perfume Bottle. We got the Lamenting Visage. We got, all the way down here, the Lamenter's Mask, which makes you look pretty cool. We also got the Clarifying Horn Charm +2 for the highest amount of Sleep and Madness resistance. And with that being said, good progress today. I'm happy with it. Still kept it under an hour, which very cool. And with that being said, yeah.